Welcome to a ATL Prime Sport Short. I'm JJ Jurjevich, co-host of ATL Prime Sports. You can find us all at ATL Prime Sports on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You can find the podcast on Apple Podcast and Spotify. Just search ATL Prime Sports. Today's short, college football playoff championship reaction, and Black Monday head coaching day in the NFL. Let's get to it. Georgia wins the national championship 33-18 over the Alabama Crimson Tide. They get that hump off their back. Dog Nation, you got to be happy. Stetson Bennett, Blackshear, Georgia, former walk-on, not even a three-star quarterback in terms of ESPN recruiting rankings, gets the job done. 9-6 at the end of the first half, 5 field goals. No touchdowns for the first time in the college football playoff era in a championship game in the first half. And the points started coming in the second. Georgia's offensive line was able to get a little push on Alabama's defense, combining for 140 rushing yards. A big rush by James Cook in the third quarter really opened things up for Georgia to get back in the ball game. Georgia takes the lead, then gives up the lead after a Stetson Bennett fumble, which I personally thought was an incomplete pass. I thought his arm was going forward, folks. And I think with him being dragged to the ground, the throw was a little wobbly. And because the throw was wobbly, they called it a fumble. I think if that call would have been an incomplete pass, they would have left it as is. That was tough to overturn in the replay booth. But it really started after that. Stetson Bennett 3 for 3 on the ensuing drive. A big 15-yard penalty on George Pickens for pass interference. That man had one catch for 52 yards, and boy, it was a big one. So Georgia goes down. They retake the lead by 1 point, 19-18, and never relinquished it. Keely Ringo with the pick six to really top things off. And the Dawgs take the trophy home for the first time since 1980. Hats off to this team. Hats off to Dog Nation for showing up and showing out. And hats off to Kirby Smart winning it at his alma mater. The first time that's happened since Philip Fulmer did it at Tennessee in 1998. Let's move on to our next portion of the show where we're going to go into NFL Black Monday. That's right. Coaches were fired at a pretty quick rate. Pretty rapid clip starting Sunday evening once the season wound down after the Chargers-Raiders overtime debacle. And here we are. We have Jacksonville opening. Las Vegas opened. Denver open. Minnesota open. Chicago open. And the biggest shocker, Brian Flores down there in Miami now open. There's plenty of names to circle around. A lot of people think Jim Harbaugh may go down to Miami to coach Tua. That could be an open viability, but it's Black Monday. There are coaches being fired. Those are the latest. I think Jim Harbaugh stays at Michigan. I don't think he goes to the NFL just yet. I think he wants to finish the job there. I think some other big-time names. You will see Eric Bieniemy get interviewed again, the OC for the Chiefs. I think you'll see Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, maybe get his name thrown around. And, of course, Byron Leftwich for a lot of these jobs. And I think Byron Leftwich would be a great coach in this league. Well, folks, that wraps up our first ATL Prime Sport Short. I'm JJ Jurjevich, your host. Follow us on Twitter at ATL Prime Sports. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned for social media for our next ATL Prime Sports show. I'm JJ. We'll see you next time. Get you one.